Good morning from Fast Company. Here's our daily look into what's driving today's creative business leaders. AI has quickly become embedded in our everyday work, from drafting emails to synthesizing research and making decisions. In my roles as a medical doctor and business consultant, I talk to many corporate leaders who are focused on what that means for productivity. But recently, some have been asking a more fundamental question. What does AI use mean for the cognitive health of my workforce? Emerging research suggests this is not a theoretical concern. AI doesn't just accelerate thinking, it often displaces it. When used passively, AI can weaken memory, judgment, learning, and confidence, and even diminish independent problem solving. When used effectively, it can sharpen insight and free cognitive capacity for more complex work. The difference matters for corporate performance and workforce health. As demands intensify to involve AI in organizational processes and decision-making, companies risk building a workforce that looks productive but is less able to adapt, learn, and lead over time. Here are 6 steps leaders can take to protect and strengthen cognitive health in an AI-enabled workforce. Treat cognitive health as a workplace health issue, not a skills gap. Cognition isn't just an individual capacity. It's a biological and psychological system that is shaped by daily work demands and the technologies we use, from writing to calculators and now AI. But AI is more pervasive. Unlike earlier technologies, it steps directly into reasoning, synthesis, and judgment, not just execution. When employees routinely outsource thinking to AI, they may look productive while quietly losing mental and cognitive resilience. Leaders need to frame cognitive health the same way they frame burnout or ergonomics, as a key occupational health and safety matter, not just a personal concern. This ensures companies recognize and embed cognitive health into workforce policies, processes, trainings, and design rather than simply expecting that employees cope better. Design work so AI supports thinking instead of replacing it. When people use AI passively as a shortcut to final answers, learning, retention, and critical thinking suffer. When they use it actively as a starting point to, for example, critique, refine, or test their own thinking, cognitive performance is better preserved or improved. Also, the timing of AI access at the beginning, end, or throughout a process can have unique impacts on cognitive health. If AI always delivers the finished product, employees lose the friction that builds expertise. If AI provides drafts, alternatives, and prompts, workers can better stay cognitively engaged. The takeaway? Jobs and work processes should be designed so AI augments rather than eliminates human reasoning and safeguards learning processes. Protect deep thinking from AI saturation. AI excels at speed and breadth. Human cognition excels at depth, judgment, and integration over time. But constant AI use across summaries, instant answers, auto-generated insights, and the like can crowd out the slower processes needed for strategic reasoning, judgment, and interpretation. Leaders should preserve periods of AI-light or AI-free work for activities that depend on deep thought. This includes time for complex problem-solving, multi-layered decision-making, critical judgments, and high-stakes strategy. Leaders also need to understand how time constraints fundamentally shape whether AI augments or undermines critical thinking. Cognitive health degrades when everything becomes optimized for speed alone. Address the erosion of confidence that often comes with AI use. As AI becomes more capable, many employees second-guess their own judgment, even when they are right. Research by Amy Edmondson, featured in Harvard Business Review, reveals that unrestricted AI adoption can quietly erode trust in teammates and in oneself. From a cognitive health perspective, chronic self-doubt matters. When people defer too quickly to technology, judgment, confidence, and competence suffer. Leaders must encourage and normalize disagreement with AI, model critical evaluation, and explicitly reinforce the value of human judgment. make how we think with AI a leadership responsibility. Often, AI rollouts focus on access, efficiency, and the technology. Far fewer address cognitive norms, when to rely on AI, when not to, and how to engage critically with its output. Workplace research shows that psychological safety is tightly linked to successful AI adoption, including clarity about AI's limits and safe-to-fail experimentation. That same safety is essential for healthy cognition. Employees must feel permitted to slow down, question outputs, and think independently without fear of being perceived as difficult, uncooperative, or inefficient. Watch for cognitive strain, not just output metrics. AI can reduce apparent effort while increasing hidden cognitive strain. For example, when employees must constantly monitor, verify, and contextualize AI outputs, brain fry can easily follow. Over time, that kind of fragmented attention can exhaust executive function. Leaders should look beyond productivity dashboards and pay attention to signals such as decision fatigue, over-reliance on auto-generated answers, diminished debate, or reduced learning from mistakes. These are not simply optimization failures, but early warning signs of cognitive depletion. The bottom line: AI is more than a technology strategy. It is a driver of workplace health that shapes how people think, learn, and judge every day. Leaders who ignore its impact on cognitive health may gain short-term efficiency at the cost of long-term employee and organizational compatibility. Organizations that want to preserve workforce cognitive health in the age of AI must value and sustain original reasoning and human judgment, and encourage their employees to regularly challenge and stress test AI outputs. The companies that thrive won't be those that simply use AI the most, but the ones that protect their people's ability to think without it. That's all today from Fast Company. Talk to you tomorrow.
SpokenLayer.